Wheeler, the Mercenary King, here with a deck profile I think you guys will enjoy. This is for Freeze Ray Dragon. Came out with set 15. It's a pretty nice card. When you take a damage, lock one of your opponent's units. Anytime, by the way. Yeah, anytime a card is put into the damage zone. And then when this opponent is rearguard locked due to effect from one of your cards, this unit gets plus 3k until end of turn. Of course, it's a limit break 4. It doesn't really need to be. It's not powerful enough for that. But let's talk about the deck. Pretty simple deck. Mostly crits. 3 draws. Just because, I like the art for the set 15 stuff, but I just didn't have them when I made this deck. Because of how Freeze Ray Dragon shuts down a lot of the opponent's field by some of the cards I have in here, you will... you don't need the draw as much. Like Mega Colony. Mega Colony doesn't really need a second draw because the 4 draws already enough, because you should be saving cards from your hand by stunning other people's units. Preventing them from standing. So we've got 9 crit, 3 draw, 4 heal. Like the set 15 art. Especially like this one. Still, the art for the triggers has always been good for Link Joker, but I think this is just a step above. This is a step above. Starter is difficult. There's 3 starters that you can use. Unicorn, which is counterblast 1 when something's locked, lock something else. Selenium, which is when this opponent rearguard is locked, return this card to hand, if you've got a Link Joker Vanguard. And then the card that lets you search the top 5 for a grade 3. Anything works, play it to your style. I like this card because it's extra guard, which you sort of need because you need to manage your damage until you get up to set grade 3. So, there's that. Not much else to really say about my triggers, other than it's based on aggression. To get your opponent up there, and then at the same time sort of keep them locked in a stasis, unable to push you to loss. Then what we have here is the grade 1s for perfect shields. Link Joker doesn't have a quintet wall yet, so we're just going to have to wait. 10k attackers. This is actually really similar to my Shadow Paladin deck I'm showing off in my 10th state of play. And its upkeep, you've got 10k attackers, perfect shields, and then something that does something according to the deck, and a 1-of. This is a 13, 12, 8. I'm starting to experiment a bit more, but I'm not confident enough in my decks that they can be shown off yet, as I still need to go through testing. I'm thinking of adding 14, take away a grade 2, put another one of him in there. What is this deck about? This is to help me hit 16k when I've got a Starvader Vanguard. This is Imaginary Orthos. Came out set 15. Counterblast 1 when this unit is placed on Vanguard or Rearguard. If you have a Link Joker Vanguard, pay the cost. If you do, put the top card of your deck into the damage zone. And then at the end of the turn, take 1 card from your damage zone, put it into the deck. Flip over a trigger, put the top card, hopefully not a trigger, take the trigger, put it back into the deck. Thins out the deck, keeps your trigger count high. Also, if you need a card, put it back into the deck. Palladium, Counterblast 1, put this unit into the soul. When this unit, Vanguard, is unlocked, pay the cost. If you do, they cannot unlock the card. Lock that unit. So it relocks cards. I want them in there because let's say you take a damage and you lock a unit. At the end of their turn, they're like, okay, I couldn't lock it. No, Counterblast 1 into soul. That stays there. And then you take another damage that locks the other one. So you've got a full front row lock. All you have to do is put down 10k and a bit, probably 15k for a 2-pass. That's, guard you can't buy. Decent card, works best in Chaos Breaker and the like because it keeps you from killing the stuff you're drawing from. Also, it's really just solid in any deck. The problem is that he uses a Counterblast, and Counterblasts are hard to come by in Link Joker. There's a deleter damage and flipper like Cursed Lancer, but at the same time, that's not out in English yet for maybe until when set 17 comes out. Maybe set 16 if they decide to give us deleters in there. I've got a much more simple grade 2 lineup here. 2 12k attackers and a 8k. there's 6Ks that you're going to be putting out into the field and 8Ks, and these sort of compensate for the fact that you're losing pressure, in the sense of opponent has to guard stuff. 12K attacker, this is when your opponent has a locked card, this gains plus 4K until end of turn, when this unit attacks. So in other words, you damage yourself with Negligible Hydra, which is when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, counterblast 1, put the top card into the deck. At the end of turn, take the top card of your deck down. So in other words, you play it with Freeze Ray Dragon. Lock a card, this becomes a 12K attacker. This is already a 12K attacker because Freeze Ray is a Starvader. The only weak part is this one, but at the same time you can manage that by having it attack a rearguard for 15K. Most rearguards are 10K or less. So it's a pretty solid choice for a -1. Obviously, you lock their 12K attacker. There's something that does something. It scrads Tartus, so on and so forth. Messes with Raging Form and whatnot, because now he has to take a full rearguard circle. Then you attack it, either 9K, whatever. That's less important, by the way, than the thing you locked. You might say, but I want to kill something that's important. No. They'll guard that. You want to kill it so that they have to put a card down from hand that isn't a guard, which is much more costly, especially if you keep locking their front row. If you keep destroying their front row with cards like this, it's a 15K column. This deck actually doesn't do too badly, but I need to have Starvader, Freeze Ray Dragon, and I'm just not getting the science down of it right. Like I'm missing something. And I'm not quite sure what. I'm probably going to change the starter to Unicorn to see what happens. At the same time, Freeze Ray Dragon works best without the Break Ride, because you need to go directly to him. So I've comboed him up with Knight of Entropy for now. Problem with Knight of Entropy is that he's not a Starvader. Knight of Entropy is Limit Break 4. It gets plus 5K until end of turn. It's the Power Breaker. I've talked about him in a previous state of play. Counterblast 2, when the unit is placed in the Vanguard circle, lock unit in the front row. Or wherever you'd like, really. If there's something more important in the back row, lock it, for Pete's sake. But you can lock something in the front row to prevent a column from attacking you. That's pretty important, pretty powerful. Makes Palladium go off, so you will have a 12K attacker if you have him. This guy goes off, but the problem is that nothing else really goes off. You can use self-damagers to bring him up to 15K attack with a 6K behind him. He's a 21K column. That's a good use for him, but at the same time, he just isn't really a fantastic card like we're going to see in the future. In the future, we're going to see Blaster Joker. We're going to see Venom Dancer and Dark Zodiac, but now Freeze Ray Dragon I've already mentioned, but I'm going to mention it again. Limit Break 4, whenever a card is locked due to the ability from your cards, this unit gets plus 3K till end of turn. This happens on the opponent's or on the opponent's turn or your turn. All of a sudden he's a 13K defense. That's a lot less guard since he's a 10K base. Thank goodness he's a 10K base, because 14K defense is very hard to beat by most average columns. It's hard enough to beat 13K, because most everything's 16K, though 12K attackers I'm boosting for 18K. Remember, if you're building a deck, make sure you can hit whatever the main number is for your area. My main number is 13K / 11K. So as long as I hit those numbers, I'll be fine. Negligible Hydra can't, but at the same time I mentioned that I attack rearguards with him. He hits numbers too, by himself, if he has to. So, how do we play this deck? Let's assume, of course, that we have ridden Freeze Ray Dragon. Put him here. You could probably run Quintet Walls when they come out for Shadow Paladins. I'm sorry, Starvaders. Link Joker in general. But now's not the time. So here's what I do. I put this guy out, Counterblast 1, top card into there, lock something, plus 3K, let's say that I'm at 4 damage, and then at the same time, he goes off because he's a Starvader, he goes off because there's a locked card, you have, say, this, end of turn you flip it over, because it's a lot easier to guard, you don't take any damage. You play this guy, you do it again. This guy, of course, went into the soul so that something isn't unlocked. so that you have essentially a front row. You only have to guard the Vanguard, which is a perfect shield 9 times out of 10. Alright then, this is a pretty simple deck. Self-damagers go off Vanguard's ability. An alternate grade 3 you can use is Binary Star Twin Gunner, which is Counter Blast 2, Soul Blast 2, lock a front and back row, and then choose one of your Link Joker rear guards, put it into the Soul. This unit attacks the Vanguard, this gets plus 5k. So, send these into the Soul after you use them. It's pretty great. The ability still goes off. But I haven't tested him yet. Knight of Entropy was just my first choice. It really comes up to what you want to do. This card's about $5 a piece, $4, $3, depending on where you go. Don't run Break Rides because I feel it slows the deck down, and he could be up to 5 damage when you use him, which makes him useless. But then again, with the Unlimiter, this coming out set 16, set 17, whichever one for us, you can place it. You can Break Ride this guy to your heart's content. The grade 3, the 3k goes off to your heart's content. It's pretty fantastic. Really something to look forward to. Actually, yeah, when the Unlimiter comes out, I'll probably do that. You just have to guard early, which is why I run, of course, Seleniums. Alright then, this has been my Freeze Ray Dragon deck, set 15, for the win. A lot of stuff out there, a lot of focus on Glendios, but I feel that that's, they're missing out on great stuff like Freeze Ray Dragon. Alright, this has been Ben Wheeler, the Mercenary King, ally of your Imagining Your Goddess, signing out.